This morning, there's a new warning for parents and kids about energy drinks. Maybe you've seen Prime Energy on social media.
Why the drink is getting so much negative attention, schools are actually banning it.
Prime.
Yeah. It's just like the most sugary drink that doesn't have sugar in it. Like,
What are they using for a sweetener?
I don't know. They taste like Kool-Aid with 3 times the sugar in it.
Really?
That ABC News exclusive with Logan Paul, the YouTube superstar who has millions of young followers, now officially summoned by U.S. federal authorities for investigation, facing a series of serious allegations: financial fraud, false advertising, and endangering public health. If convicted, Logan Paul could face decades in federal prison, along with severe financial losses and the complete collapse of his brand reputation.
Y'all know exactly who I am. My name is Logan Paul, the person that you paid your money to come see. So shut up!
If you've got kids, chances are they're prime mad.
If you post it on TikTok, you'll get so many followers.
Children are buying the hydration drinks and reselling them at school at a higher cost.
I'm one of the first people to collect a whole Prime collection.
Miami State School on the Gold Coast now banning Prime energy drinks.
Logan Paul has returned to the news, but not for the reasons his supporters had anticipated. Logan's empire is collapsing quickly, from Lionel Messi bringing him to court over plagiarism allegations to beer behemoth Refresco suing him for breach of contract and suing him for $67 million. His once billion-dollar pride and crown gem, Prime Hydration, is now piling up like unsaleable stock. Logan Paul, a millionaire businessman, international sensation, WWE performer, and brand tycoon who earned tens of millions of dollars from sponsorships, was untouchable not long ago. Prime Hydration, seen as the drink of the future, was flying off the shelves in the US and the UK. Right now, the brand vanished almost overnight.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is asking the FDA to investigate that wildly popular Prime energy drink and whether it's being marketed to children. The brand does also make a zero caffeine drink. It's called Prime Hydration. Senator Schumer claims that packaging and advertising for the two drinks are almost identical. Makers of Prime point out that the label warns it is not recommended for children under 18.
Right now, the brand vanished almost overnight, raising doubts about how a worldwide phenomenon could have gone so badly, if it was all the result of mistakes, or whether the real Logan is now coming out. His ascent was nearly legendary. He became well known on social media in the early 2010s thanks to Vine videos. He switched to YouTube when Vine failed in 2016, where he amassed an empire with 23 million members. Logan was more than just a YouTuber. He was a full-fledged brand that sold merchandise, acted, hosted well-known podcasts, and even competed against boxing greats like Floyd Mayweather. However, in January 2018, a terrible video from Japan's notorious suicide forest, Aokigahara, brought fame plummeting down. Laughing while filming a dead person caused uproar throughout the world. Logan lost his sponsorships, YouTube demonetized him, and he became the epitome of carelessness. But he retaliated. He returned with a heartfelt apology, opened up the Impulsive podcast, reconstructed his material with more detail, spoke about his experience with mental health, and even brought his boxing and WWE careers back to life.
The warrants were made in connection to investigations, quote, allegations of criminal acts last May in an Arizona shopping mall. The YouTube star was reportedly not present in the home when the search happened. The LA Times reporting that multiple weapons were found and taken from the property. The FBI has confirmed that no arrests were made.
You told me I couldn't say anything because Eddie was being investigated by the FBI and that was confidential information. It's all over the internet. I've been let on for a year, bro. I've also asked you to audit the contract for the game and see where the money went so many times, and that never happened either. Do you see how this looks?
I see how it looks.
What did you do?
Tried to help to get the project done. That's all I did.
Co-founding Prime Hydration with KSI seemed to be evidence of salvation, and however, the ascent was only a prelude to the storm. Logan stepped in with CryptoZoo in 2021 as NFT and cryptocurrency hysteria gripped the globe. It was more than just a side project, it was a full-fledged hype factory. He persistently promoted it via live streaming and his podcast, promising profits that would change people's lives. Using $Zoo tokens, players would purchase NFT eggs, hatch rare animals, and breed them into priceless hybrids. Logan proclaimed CryptoZoo the Pokemon of the 21st century while displaying a sizable crew and a $1 million personal commitment.
CryptoZoo is a blockchain project that I created about a year and a half ago. You buy these eggs on the blockchain and you can hatch them into what are called base animals. And then you can breed your base animals with each other to create fun looking.
Logan was seen by admirers as more than simply a YouTuber. He was a self-proclaimed visionary who offered a path to quick wealth. In pursuit of the ambition, he received $18.5 million from thousands of followers and small contributors. However, it soon became a nightmare. NFT eggs wouldn't hatch, and promised services like trade and breeding never materialized. Therefore, CryptoZoo didn't function. Helicopter Bob, a player, lost $7,000, while an Australian investor lost $500,000. After reaching its peak in 2021, the Zoo token fell to less than 1% of its initial value. Many discovered they had put their faith in the wrong idol and became bankrupt, drowning in debt. An irate investor said,
"How much did you guys make from CryptoZoo?"
I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo.
I lost $40,000.
And I lost around $15,000 US.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$500,000 Australian, which is $500,000 in CryptoZoo.
Shut up! No, you haven't!
Yeah, 500K.
Oh, no.
China. I can't get enough of his content, and I can't recommend his channel highly enough. It is beautiful stuff. He's like a real-world L from Death Note. But instead of solving murder mysteries, he's solving scams.
I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for how this has unfolded thus far, and I want people to know that they can trust me and that I'll always take care of the fans and people who support me. I appreciate your guys' patience while we do our internal investigation.
The popular social media personality Logan Paul is facing fresh questions over his cryptocurrency dealings, with ongoing concerns he may have profited by misleading fans.
Yet through all the outrage, Logan stayed eerily quiet. For 15 months, he didn't say a word about CryptoZoo. While thousands of investors scrambled to recoup losses, Logan smoothly shifted to new projects, even launching Prime Hydration, turning his remaining fans into paying customers while CryptoZoo victims were left in financial ruin. That silence fueled fury. The tipping point came in December 2022 when YouTuber CryptoZoo, famous for exposing crypto scams, dropped videos revealing the shocking truth.
CryptoZoo. I watched her 3-part series called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam, and like many on this platform, you have successfully used my name for views and money. While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment and you've made very real errors with very real repercussions. Coffee, you took a shot at my reputation, so in this video today, I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel.
CryptoZoo wasn't just a flop, it had all the hallmarks of a scam. The game's code was lifted from another project, developers went unpaid, and team members like Eddie Ibens had shady fraud histories. Millions vanished, fans lost everything, and debt piled up. Instead of owning up, Logan went on the attack. On January 3rd, 2023, he released a response to CryptoZoo, framing him as someone cashing in on slander, accusing him of twisting facts and threatening a defamation lawsuit.
I investigated Mr. Beast, who was recently accused of making $23 million with insider trading and scams. I wanted to know the full story, so I reached out to everyone, from researchers to crypto projects, even to Mr. Beast himself. And let me say, the story is more complicated than you think.
You shaped the narrative, making millions by painting me as a scammer. That's completely false, Logan declared, adding, "I'm preparing legal action and will sue this guy to the end." But leaked private messages revealed a darker motive, not just defending his reputation, but actively trying to make CryptoZoo's life miserable. Logan wrote, "He's got to pay. That's the idea." Those words exposed his true colors, showing a willingness to weaponize money and influence to silence anyone daring to call him out.
He told me I couldn't say anything because Eddie was being investigated by the FBI and that was confidential information. It's all over the internet. I've been let on for a year, bro. I've also asked you to audit the contract for the game and see where the money went so many times, and that never happened either. Do you see how this looks?
I see how it looks.
What did you do?
Tried to help to get the project done. That's all I did.
I think there's a piece of information being left out.
The internet erupted. Logan Paul scam went viral worldwide. Fans weren't just angry about lost money, they felt utterly betrayed. Logan showed no real accountability. Instead of owning his mistakes, he blamed partners and unleashed legal threats to silence critics. Under pressure, he rolled out a $2.3 million refund program, but it covered only 12% of losses, and recipients had to sign a no-sue agreement. To many, it felt less like atonement and more like a desperate PR stunt. He thinks a half-hearted apology and a few million can erase our pain, one investor said bitterly. Over 130 investors filed a class action lawsuit seeking $4.2 million, accusing Logan of fraud and negligence. CryptoZoo's collapse became more than a financial disaster. It cracked the trust fans had spent years building. Once a symbol of redemption, Logan now seemed willing to exploit loyalty for profit. Just when it looked like he'd hit rock bottom, another scandal surfaced, casting shadows over his next venture. As the CryptoZoo fallout lingered, Prime Hydration, launched with KSI in 2022, was supposed to be his redemption arc. Marketed as a health-conscious, energy-boosting drink for Gen Z, it was everywhere, from TikTok and UFC videos to massive stadium billboards. Logan boasted, "We definitely cracked the code," presenting Prime as the ultimate drink for youth and athletes, convincing millions and countless parents that it was safe for their kids.
Oh, bro, when you drink it, you're gonna come, bro. Whoa! That's how good it is, bro.
Hi, Raj, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Can I have 2 Prime? One for me, one for my cousin.
One for your cousin?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The shine, however, was short-lived. The brand's energy drink, Prime Energy, was quickly revealed for having 200 milligrams of caffeine per can, which is twice as much as Red Bull and dangerously excessive for kids. Even greater mayhem resulted from children inadvertently consuming the energy version due to its virtually comparable design to Prime Hydration. Reports came flooding in. After just one can, children between the ages of 10 and 12 experienced trembling, racing hearts, and insomnia. "It was terrifying," said one frantic mother. "Just sitting motionless caused my 10-year-old's pulse rate to soar to 120. He had had one Prime and was trembling violently." The dispute just became more heated. Major concerns over manufacturing standards were raised when tests indicated that Prime included PFAS hazardous chemicals, which are connected to cancer and other major health problems. Additionally, some batches of Prime even displayed mold. U.S. Senator Charles Schumer blasted the drink's kid-targeted marketing and called for an FDA probe after schools in the U.S., UK, and Australia banned it.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is asking the FDA to investigate that wildly popular Prime energy drink and whether it's being marketed to children. The brand does also make a zero caffeine drink. It's called Prime Hydration. Senator Schumer claims that packaging and advertising for the two drinks are almost identical. Makers of Prime point out that the label warns it is not recommended for children.
A dietitian promptly noted that Prime's hydration promises were totally disproved by its composition. It was a hazardous energy drink, particularly for children, not the sports drink Logan advertised. Logan did not remain silent as the reaction increased. In a video titled "Exposing the Truth About Prime," he invited viewers to see the manufacturing site as part of an aggressive public relations effort, stating, "I don't care what you've heard. Prime is completely recyclable and devoid of pollutants."
Like, why can't this be the next Gatorade? Like literally, Gatorade is so fucking archaic, and our thesis was to create a better for you hydration beverage. We did it. We were right. People bought it. They like it. They agree with us. Like there's no reason you should be drinking 150 plus calorie drink with 27 grams of sugar in it if you want to hydrate. That's insane.
Ooh, smells a bit high. What is that flavour you got there?
Tropical punch, it says.
Oh, Jesus.
Loosely. You've just come from the Maldives. How tropical
it's like
is that?
swallowing perfume. What is that?
He didn't stop there, however. In a premeditated move, he criticized rivals for using Red 40, a color that has been banned in several countries and has been related to behavioral problems in youngsters. "Some of our competitors use Red 40, he stated in an attempt to divert attention away from Prime's issues. Rather, it just served to emphasize his deceit, taking use of parents' anxieties to divert attention from his own errors and stoke public dissatisfaction. Online, anger erupted. social media was flooded with outrage from parents who felt deceived by a product that was promoted as safe but instead put their kids in danger. How dare he sell this to kids and call it safe? Prime's sales plummeted, falling 50% in the US and 70% in the UK. Due to late payments and poor management, the manufacturing partner Refresco filed a $67 million lawsuit against Logan for breach of contract.
Well, this is a big opportunity for Body Armor because they're now going to be within the Coca-Cola bottling system. It's a 1-2 punch from Coke.
A lawsuit was also brought by Lionel Messi's beverage company, which claimed Prime had imitated their marketing approach. Logan's attitude was more damaging to the public than the stats alone. He avoided accountability, disparaged competitors, and pulled publicity stunts to improve his reputation rather than accept ownership of his faults. Anyone who had already lost faith was not persuaded by the factory tour film, which came off as a flimsy effort to maintain face. His behavior or demonstrated a pattern. Logan doesn't correct errors. Instead, he assigns blame and manipulates others, making even devoted followers wonder whether they put their confidence in someone who just takes advantage of them.
Liquid IV has 870 milligrams of electrolytes, and the Prime Stick has 871 milligrams of electrolyte.
When you don't even know what the difference is and why it would be useful to maybe have some sodium in there, it's actually kind of laughable, to be honest.
Minority interest, put them in the put it in the bottling system, kind of like a test to see what we can do with these bottlers, and the rest is history. Since we've been in the system, we've gone from 200 million to 450 million to 700 million, and this year will be 1.1 billion in revenue. And the Coca-Cola bottlers have done an amazing, amazing job getting this brand to the next level.
Logan Paul's story isn't just about lost millions or abandoned cans of Prime. At its core, it's a lesson on how easily trust can be exploited and how we hand power to a famous face just because they shine on camera. Strip away the glitz, and what remains is a mirror reflecting society today. This isn't just a YouTuber's failure. It's a crowd swept up in promises of a glittering future, only to wake up feeling deceived. The danger isn't a blockchain game or an energy drink. It's collective trust turned into a tool for profit. Admiring idols isn't wrong. The mistake is assuming fame in one field equals credibility in all. A wrestling ring doesn't validate a crypto project. A sports deal doesn't replace scientific scrutiny. Yet we blur all that glamour together and blind faith takes root. Social media fuels the cycle. Sensational content spreads, warnings are ignored, and buy now or miss out pressure drives hasty decisions. Celebrities spin new success stories while followers chase the next big thing, repeating a loop of hype, investment, disappointment.
I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for how this has unfolded thus far, and I want people to know that they can trust me and that I'll always take care of the fans and people who support me. I appreciate your guys' patience while we do our internal investigation, and I promise to be transparent and disclose any information we find out in the process. And lastly, thank you, CoffeeZilla. You have catalyzed this, and I am very grateful for your work and your investigation. And I mean that. Thank you, bro.
It hits hardest with parents. When Prime hit stores, many believed it was safe for kids, only to discover some children trembled from cans loaded with double Red Bull's caffeine. Blind trust costs more than money. It risks children's health. Once a name enters commerce, every word and tweet carries weight, shifting millions of dollars and affecting real lives. When fame is used to sell products without transparency, consequences are inevitable. Platforms and regulators can't sit on the sidelines. Youth-targeted products can't rely on deceptive marketing, and investments can't rest solely on a star's fame. Oversight matters. Without it, losses always come first. The truth is simple. Trust isn't bad, but it must be earned and placed wisely. Honest creators and trustworthy brands exist, but trust only lasts when tested. Log. And Paul's downfall isn't just numbers. $18.5 million vanished in CryptoZoo, $67 million in lawsuits from Refresco, Prime's plummeting sales. It's a story of betrayed trust, stolen money, endangered health, and dodged accountability. He drained fans' wallets, turning dreams of wealth into debt-filled nightmares, marketed an energy drink as a miracle, and left parents fearing for their children's safety. When exposed, he didn't apologize. He used money and legal threats to silence critics. Once a symbol of redemption, proof anyone could rise after a fall, Logan is now a cautionary tale of influence gone wrong. In the digital age, where millions put faith in online idols, his story asks a harsh question. How many times are we willing to forgive a celebrity